Capital Views is sponsored by Northrim Bank, Alaska Oil and Gas Association, ConocoPhillips, and Linden.
Hi, I'm Tim Bradner with Alaska Legislative Digest, and welcome to Capitol Views, and welcome today to University of Alaska President Pat Pitney. Pat, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
President Pitney, you have certainly been around the Capitol many years. You're certainly a well-known face down there. You were, I was thinking of all your different careers you've had down there. Besides being University Budget Director years ago, you've been head of the Office of Management and Budget, a stint at Legislative Finance Division, and then to the university, as I recall, right at the point where the university was, times were kind of tough, steep budget cuts, COVID hit, but things are looking better now in the last 3 or 4 years. So maybe you could kind of, what is the state of the university right now and how are things going?
Just tremendous momentum. We've got growing student enrollment for the last 3 years, about 5% a year in terms of overall enrollment. But what's most exciting is our first-time freshmen are up, 8 and 9% a year, which really bodes well for future graduates and meeting some of the and meeting more and more of Alaska's workforce needs.
What's driving that enrollment, and why are we attracting new students?
Largely reputation. When in that tough time before COVID and then COVID, people were uncertain about the strength and stability of the university. And we've always had really strong programs, but people were wondering about, when will the next shoe drop? And the stability that the legislature and the administration have provided to the university allows us to focus on the amazing programs we do have, like in engineering and aerospace engineering, or drones, or our business programs, our accounting programs, finance, and all the way down to the VOTEC programs, from small engine repair and welding and process technology, and all of the variety of health programs we have, from radiology technicians to dental hygienists, medical techs, nursing, all the way up to our WWAMI partnership with the University of Washington for doctors. So I think it's just that the stability where a student and their family can trust that program is going to be there, and it's a strong program, and people who go to school at the university go to work in Alaska. Our graduates, 80% are working within a year of graduation. 75% of our graduates stay in the state long term. Students who go out of state, only 25% ever come back to Alaska in the long term. So it is, for our workforce, investment in the university is smart investment.
President, these programs, which ranged from degree programs to certificates and all kinds of training, are offered all across the state. And could you speak to how many community colleges and technical colleges there are and where they're located?
So we have, 3 main universities: University of Alaska Fairbanks, University of Alaska Anchorage, and University of Alaska Southeast. Each of our universities have community campuses, and they range from Ketchikan to Kotzebue. We have them in Nome, Bethel, Kodiak, and they're very small operations. But like in Ketchikan, we have a maritime academy. You can get your seaman's license. In Bethel, we have an outpost for nursing, but we also have tremendous education programs in Bethel. So the University of Alaska is all public higher education for the state of Alaska. So we have to stretch from vocational, technical, all the way through to the PhD. We're not just one little independent university. We are Alaska's system of public higher education.
And the reach of the university to the small communities outside the main campuses, that's pretty expensive. Those facilities are fairly costly to operate.
Relative to the cost of the entire university, they are a very, very small percentage, but vital to creating access to higher education or post-secondary education to those communities.
It's important. One thing I was going to ask you, President Pitney, is the state of the university's research programs. This is very important to UAF, and we've heard in recent times, recent experience of programs being cut back by the federal government. But how are we doing?
Yeah.
And mainly it's a UAF issue because that's where a lot of the research is concentrated.
Yeah, about close to 90% of the research happens at University of Alaska Fairbanks. But for as uncertain as federal environment has been, we have managed that quite well. And in fact, fiscal year 25, the year we just finished, had the highest amount of research on record for the University of Alaska in total, and UAF as well, over $230 million of research. The momentum in our research is dramatic, and more importantly, our strengths in things like drones, space, critical minerals, remote sensing, really is in perfect alignment with both the federal and the state agenda for economic development.
Well, that's encouraging. Well, this is your last year as president. You're retiring this spring.
I am.
So, President Pitney, what is your next career?
My next career is mostly hanging out with grandkids, but I'm not leaving Alaska. I'm just going to have more time, and I'll pick the thing I want to contribute to as I go forward, after I enjoy the summer fishing and spending time with family.
Well, you've worn so many hats and played such a key role in the in our state, in the state capitol and the legislature that I think we've seen more of you in the future. Anyway, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.